Lucy, what happened? Yeah, married TV couples like Ricky and Lucy always slept in separate beds back in the 1950s and right into the early 1960s. But that was just TV, right? Wrong. My grandparents not only had separate beds, but bedrooms later in life, and it's fairly common today. We've got Dr. Joseph Ogile from the Clayton Sleep Institute joining us.
Morning, John.
Pretty common. I hear 40% of people.
Some people say up to 40%. National Sleep Foundation about 25%. But those are rough numbers that I think are borne out by what we see clinically.
And it's a good thing, right?
Sometimes it is a good thing.
Or is it a sign that the relationship's on the rocks?
It can be a sign of that, but most of the time it's not. For us, what we see with patients coming in are several issues. One is there are a set of couples that need to sleep apart or in separate beds because their schedules are different. They may work early in the morning or late at night, and they're not in sync as far as their work and social lives. So that's actually just being considerate of the other person in your relationship. The other is that there's some physical issues going on, which may or may not be a problem.
Sleep apnea?
It could be snoring. We can actually, the other spouse, we call that secondhand snorers problem, right? The one person snores and keeps the other person awake, or there might be nighttime movements in bed, like limb movements. The third issue that is of concern is it could be a chance for the spouse to identify a health problem. So if the person's acting out their dreams, having abnormal movements at night, potentially having seizures, or witnesses the other one stopping breathing, those are things that should be checked out by a doctor. And then lastly, if you don't get enough sleep, there was a recent study that's sort of confirming other findings done out of University of California, Berkeley, looking at people who don't get enough sleep and what it does to relationships, John. It's really quite impressive. We all know this in our own personal lives, but as little as one night's poor quality sleep can cause marked increased stress and difficulty dealing with stress, so causing fighting and challenges in the relationship.
Challenges that could ultimately lead to possibly divorce.
It's possible.
You never know. I got a question for you here with as far as that. I mean, I look at a bedroom and I say, couple sleeping together, it's for intimacy. But once you fall asleep, I mean, the other person doesn't help you sleep. Beyond that, it doesn't really help intimacy. I mean, does it help anything else other than a good night's sleep?
Actually, your point's well taken because it's...
If you get what I'm saying.
It actually goes the other way. If you're well rested, it'll enhance your relationship, your ability to talk to each other, and over time that will improve intimacy. So we would take the approach based on the statistics and the data that the best thing you can do for your relationship is, from the standpoint of your mental health, is to make sure each of you is getting enough sleep so you can communicate together. Yeah,
because sleep is a selfish thing, and no one can share your sleep. Dr. Ogile, thanks for coming in. We
John,
appreciate
good to see you. Thank you.
Good to see you. Have a good night's sleep. Randy?
Thank you very much, gentlemen.